Who finds that sexy?
I don't know.
Let's get into it. Hello.
Yo. Hey guys. Sam here. I'm all the way up in Brogo, New South Wales. I'm about 800 kilometers from where Diane is right now. We're about 3 months into a long distance relationship. We've still got 3 months to go. It is dragging.
It definitely is.
So we thought we'd hang out today. We've been trying to find really creative ways to be able to spend time together, and we're going to do these 50 questions, which is a really cool way to hang out and get a little bit competitive, but also teach you guys a bit more about ourselves. So we're going to jump into it.
Yeah. So I reckon I know Sam a lot better than he does. I definitely listen, but I guess we're about to find out. So one thing we haven't decided on is what we're going to get if we do win this challenge. So for those that don't know us outside of YouTube, Sam and I are very competitive people, and so if there's no prize, it's not worth playing. So I thought we would throw it over to you guys and get you to comment down below what you think our prize should be if we win. So pause the video right now. Let us know down below what you think the prize should be, and we're going to pick our favorite one. What do you think, babe? Does that sound fair?
I think that's actually a fantastic idea because not only are we going to find out how well Diane and I know each other, we'll find out how well you know us.
Yeah, I mean, do you guys think you know us better than we know ourselves? All right, well, without further ado, if you haven't smashed that like button, make sure you do. Subscribe if you're new, because I can't remember if I said that before, and let's answer these questions. So the first question is, what town did I grow up in? I was actually unsure about this one. So I wrote down Foster, because I know you were born there, but then I have Welshpool question mark.
Nailed it. Yep. This is a tricky one, guys, because I was a bit of a gypsy growing up, all over the place, really. But I was born in Foster, and I grew up as a child in Welshpool. It's all really the same area, so I'll give that one to you easy. Yeah.
Yes.
So this one's pretty easy for me, guys, because I've been to where Diane grew up. She grew up in Tveria, in Israel, which is the Sea of Galilee, which is where Jesus was meant to have walked on water. Beautiful place. Hot, though.
It definitely was. Yeah, good. That's what I had as well.
Am I more like my mother or my father? Now, I have for you, I think you're more like your mother, because your mother is an entertainer. She's very active, very bubbly. She loves socializing, eating food, all those kinds of things. And I feel like they're some of your most prominent traits.
Nice. I did write down neither, but if I was to pick one of them, I do agree I'm most like my mum. I actually focused on our negative points though, like being stubborn and headstrong, but I like that you see the entertaining side as our common feature. Cool. I thought you were most like your mother as well, because both of you are quite open-minded, you're very holistic.
I had like my mother, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I definitely see my dad and I get along really well because we've got that opposite thing going on. Whereas my mum, like, we do have a lot of traits that are very similar, you know, like we love to, yeah.
What is the worst trouble that I got into as a child? See, I interpreted this question as not just a child, but also like a teenager. And I know you've told us the story about throwing a party for your 21st, having cops come around because someone set off fireworks. So that's what I wrote down.
Oh, nice. See, I actually completely forgot about that. It's amazing what kind of things you bury in the back of your head. I actually had down, because it was more of a, like, as you're a child, it was more like I did a bit of sneaking out when I was a kid. And, you know, it was more that I got in trouble with my parents. So I had actually sneaking out to hang out with my friends. Sorry, babe.
Cool.
I thought that you would have been a bit of a goody two-shoes growing up. And I haven't really heard many stories of you getting in trouble. So my one's just like you consistently not coming home on time and getting yelled at. I mean, like being a kid.
I was opposite of a goody two-shoes. My mum can vouch for that. But so I got suspended at school because I was bored in class and I decided to sit on the table. That's just what I do. And I wasted a lot of time, and my teacher at the time told me to sit down. Long story short, being a smartass, took the chair, put it up onto the table, sat on the chair and said, well, I'm sitting, you didn't specify where. And he lost it. So
yeah, I did know that story. Yeah. God. Oh well. Cool. The next question is, have I ever performed on stage? I think your answer is yes. And I do believe that you did performance dancing.
Yes, so you're right. I did calisthenics for 3 years as a kid, and that was lots of fun. So my guess for you was yes as well. I know that you were in a band, Connor, and also you did a play at a school. I can't remember what you were. Your role apparently is significant, but it doesn't sound like it to
Ah,
me.
brutal. All right, cool. Yeah, I can give that to you. I've been on stage like throughout my entire life.
What is my most favorite thing about my childhood? I wrote down climbing trees with Levi, your brother.
Kind of. I don't know. I can kind of give you half a point in that one because
All right,
yeah,
I'll
all
take
right,
it.
cool. Because my answer is, and I have said this a lot to Diane too, growing up just before the tech age kicked in. So I caught the tail end. I'm a 90s kid, you know? So like I spent a lot of time outside climbing trees with my brother. And I didn't spend as much time sitting in front of a computer or playing video games until later on. Most favorite thing about your childhood, I think, because of, you know, your family and what means a lot to you guys is all the food. All the food that you grew up with as a child. Your grandma's cooking, your dad's cooking, your mum's cooking. Food.
Nah.
Ah! Come on.
That's cute. I like it, but
Yep.
no. So growing up in Israel, I lived in a really tight-knit neighborhood where all the kids could play together. So my favorite thing to do was always playing as a group. We used to make salads together. We used to play hide and seek in each other's apartments. So it was definitely growing up in the neighborhood that I did.
But you mentioned making salads, right? Quarter of a point? Yeah.
Yeah, no quarter point. This is a competition. I wrote nothing about family.
Ah. Yeah, all right, all right. What is my least favorite thing about my childhood? All right, I had, when you moved to Australia, you had a really big issue, which was a language barrier. Diane's third language is English. And you were bullied for that. And I had that down.
That is actually, I completely forgot about that. I must have taken it out of my mind. You know what? I had a different answer, but I found this one hard to answer. So I'm going to give you a point for that because, yeah, I agree that probably was the most challenging. I had my sister growing up and not wanting to play with me, which is pretty minor compared to that. So I'll give you a point. You know me better than I know myself.
Nice, cool.
I had your least favorite thing to do was spending time in the car driving around Australia because I know that your family, as you said before, were gypsies in a way, so you did move.
No.
Oh,
The worst thing, I loved that. I love road tripping and sitting in the car and like, you know, like playing music and stuff. I grew up doing it. So like, it's never been a negative thing. It's been like a going on a holiday.
Yeah.
It's like road tripping.
part of who you are.
Yeah, exactly. So I got bullied a lot as a kid.
Did I or would I go to my high school reunion? I mean, you've already been to your high school reunion. You're 5 years older than me. So I said you did go and you loved it.
It was set on Oktoberfest of last year, so it was a busy day. Would you go to your high school reunion? The answer I have was yes, you would.
I don't know. I almost feel like being the high school captain that I might be the one in charge of organizing it and yet still not go. I'll give you half a point. Like, look.
No, half a point. All these half points. Did I have a favorite teacher? Yes, you did have a favorite teacher. It was the teacher that inspired you to become a teacher yourself. It was the teacher that helped you through the phase where you had the language barrier.
Ah, my grade 2 teacher. She was good, but not my
What?
favorite.
I've been set up.
My grade 4 teacher was Mr. Warren, or we knew him as Silver Fox, and my email address is inspired by him. I had no idea who your favorite teacher was. I said, no, you hated school.
Well, my answer was not really. There were some that stuck out. Some.
So do I get a point for that?
Yeah, I guess so.
What was the name of your first pet? I wrote down Woody. That's the only pet of yours I've ever met.
No. I had a rabbit and I had a hermit crab, and then we got Woody. But I also can't remember the name of my rabbit or the hermit crab. You had a dog in Israel. I can't remember his name.
But yeah, it is definitely that dog. So I'm going to give you a point for it.
Ah, cool.
I'll be fair and square.
Oh, yeah,
His name was Charlie.
Oh, of course. Charlie. What are 3 places that I've been to and would love to visit again? All right, your
hard.
answer, I think, is New Zealand, Hungary,
Interesting.
and Russia.
You got 1 out of 3.
What?
So I can give you a third of a point. This is really hard. I've traveled a lot.
Yeah.
You got Hungary right. Budapest was definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah.
But I had Israel because I'll always go back.
Of course.
And I had Krabi in Thailand. I wrote down Arnhem, so the Netherlands, Vietnam because you can't stop talking about it, and I also wrote down Germany, but with friends.
Diane got 0.
Oh,
Sorry,
no.
So I had Austria. Austria was just next level, and I didn't get to see the Alps when we went,
Grass.
and I have to go back to see the Alps. Thailand. Oh wait, yeah.
We
correct.
both had Thailand, and neither one of us actually said it for the other.
Yeah, and I had Israel.
If I could get on a plane to anywhere in the world, where would I go? I wrote Japan or Canada.
Okay, pick one.
Japan.
Yep, cool. I had Japan for you. Yeah.
No, I had Norway. Japan is
Oh.
a close second, but Norway has always been on my list.
What is the longest road trip that I have ever been on? I had for you New Zealand, North Island.
Oh yeah, that technically is a road trip.
Yeah.
This is another point where you know me better than I know myself.
Oh, does that mean I get a point?
You get a point. That's definitely fair. So for you, I wrote as a kid up to Queensland because I know your family went up there.
My brother was actually born in Rockhampton, so yeah, I had Rockhampton,
All right.
which is in Queensland. So I'll give that one to you.
How many countries have I traveled to? I wrote down all the countries that you've been to and I counted 9.
Nailed it. 9 countries, yeah. Cool. You have traveled to, according to my count, I feel like I'm going to get this wrong, but 14?
Ooh, nailed it. Well done.
All right. Do I prefer my coffee hot or iced? Your answer is hot.
Yep. And I wrote hot for you as well.
Yeah.
If I opened a restaurant, what kind of food would I serve or sell? You are a cook, so I wrote down curries or ramen, probably ramen or barbecue, hard to pick.
You got to pick one.
Curries.
Ramen.
Oh,
You love cooking, but I could only really go off like your favorite types of food, and I felt like if I had to pick one that I thought that resonated most with you, it would be tapas.
yum, but no.
Ah,
I wrote down cakes, healthy desserts, raw treats.
of course.
Because I'm a baker.
Yeah. What would I choose for my last meal? I had your grandma's cooking.
I had dad's bolognese.
Ah, okay. All right.
And for you, I have ramen.
Yeah.
At least I got that one right, right? Who has a bigger appetite, me or you? I think you're going to agree that I have the bigger appetite. You eat bigger portions, but I feel like I get hungry and eat more often.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what I had written down. Who is the pickier eater, you or me? All right, so I think your answer is going to be me.
Yeah, because you don't eat capsicum, you don't eat cream sauces, you don't eat pasta, you don't eat tuna. Like, what can I cook, people? So what is the most complicated thing that I have ever made? For you, I wrote ramen. And
Cool.
I wrote down, you still haven't got it right, so must be.
No one ever gets ramen right. That's the whole point. I'm getting close, though. It's getting pretty good. For you, pocket flatbread.
Oh, yeah.
Ah,
No, I find bread really easy. I wrote down pavlova.
Yep, okay. Where did we take our first picture together? And it was at the place we met at the Irish pub.
Oh, yes, it is too. So I got this wrong.
Yeah!
Oh.
Nailed it.
What is my sexiest outfit that I own? Which is so funny to think about, that we have to think of our own sexy outfit. But for you, I wrote, you would think you look best in black chinos, a band top, and some nice shoes.
Nah, you got that wrong.
Oh,
But as far as like sexiest outfit, I went black jeans, my lumberjack shirt, and work boots.
Nah, okay,
Sure.
the lumberjack shirt, like, I can take that. I like that. So I would understand why you would think that would be sexy.
For you, I had like a nice black dress with patterned stockings and high heels.
For me, I wrote my red dress. Anything with the low back has points for sexy.
I know that. Gah. All right. What makes me different from you? I mean, this is like, we could talk about this for ages, really. I felt like your answer for this is that I'm a bit of a dreamer. I like to dream about things and talk about stuff, whereas you're a doer. You're the one that's like, yes, let's do this. Plan in action. Let's get her done.
I like that. I'd give you half a point for that. Like,
Okay.
that's not my answer that I wrote down, but that is a very fair point. Yeah, I wrote down that you could play a video game forever. So, like, you could just be doing one thing forever and ever and be really satisfied in that, while I get really antsy and I jump from thing to thing. So, I guess it goes hand in hand with needing to be busy or doing something. So, we'll give you half a point. Yeah, this one's really hard because we are really like, we're the true definition of opposites attract. So, I wrote down that you stay up at night time and I wake up early.
Because I can be very crude, and I like enjoy that. Like, I don't know, it's kind of an Australian boy thing, whereas you're kind of the opposite.
What is the worst date that I have been on? I didn't have an answer for this for you. I feel like you haven't talked about your dating life or dates you have been on, so I wrote not sure.
I think that's perfectly fine. I'll give you an answer for that one. It's because I haven't really ever been on a worst date. The worst date that you've been on. Some guy with weird white shoes talking about awkward stuff you shouldn't talk about on first dates. It worked, by the way.
I wonder who that could be. I wrote down, I don't think I've been on many dates.
What is something that I really like about you? Cool. I think that you would have written down that you really like my cooking and my passion for it once I really get on a roll.
Oh, I like that. That's not my answer though.
Damn.
You should know my answer. I've said this many times. I do love your cooking, don't get me wrong. But my absolute favorite thing about you is your love and your passion for learning.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought your favorite thing about me, I'm not quite sure. You love a lot about me. I'm pretty great. But my ambition.
I had that how you purely just enjoy the animals with such energy that they're your TV.
What is my favorite season? I wrote down for you autumn.
No, I've actually got early spring because I love green.
Yes.
I have for you autumn
Yeah.
colors. What do I love to do on a hot summer day? I have your answer. Be somewhere beautiful with running water. A place like Warburton is.
See, I wrote picnic in the shade. And so technically I would go to Warburton. I would sit in the shade with my feet in the water and definitely have snacks. You can't be anywhere without snacks. So I'm going to give you a point. For you, I wrote hide inside.
No, actually, next to a source of water for bathing, lots of friends, barbecue, and drinks. Every other day, I'm hiding inside though.
Do I like rainy days? I wrote down yes.
And yes. What was my first job? I can't remember, but I just put down the Irish because that's the only one that I really know as you having a...
No.
Yeah.
So my first job was McDonald's party hostess.
Oh, of
Little
course.
children party. For you, I wrote down glacier.
Nah. I worked in a health food shop when I was 13.
Oh, of course, your mum's health food shop. What is the least amount of sleep that I have ever had? I have no idea, but I wrote down probably a lot. I'm going to say 2 nights and 2 days.
I don't think I've ever stayed up 2 whole nights, but I have stayed up all night many times. For you, you were a bartender, so I assume that there have been some pretty short sleeps. So I don't feel like you're the kind of person that has really done all-nighters. You need your sleep.
Wrong.
Damn.
My first one, I was in year 7 and my sister and her best friend made me stay up all night on a school night. That was great.
Would I rather do laundry or dishes? And for you, I had laundry.
Yes. And for you, I had dishes.
Laundry, because you can leave it in the washer and it's still done, right?
Have I ever broken any bones? I wrote down thumb, question mark.
Nope. I broke my radius, my wrist, skateboarding. And for you, I had no.
Wrong. I broke my
Really?
arm.
All right. Would I rather watch a movie at home or in the theater? And I had, for you, neither. The drive-ins.
Yep. Coin.
Yep.
For you, I had theatre, but I probably should have had drive-ins. I just didn't.
Yeah.
Would I rather watch a horror movie or a comedy? For you, I wrote down neither wartime movie.
I actually had comedy down out of the two. For me, it's about the story. It can be whatever as long as it's a good story. I had for you horror.
Yeah.
Yeah, easy. What do I do to de-stress? For you, I had sit down and binge watch chick flicks.
Yeah, not bad. Not my answer though.
That's going to be bath or something.
So for me, it's get everything done on my to-do list, cry, and hold my pets.
Yeah, right. Fair enough. Yeah, cool.
For you, I had video games.
Easy. Yeah.
What is something that is popular that annoys me? My answer for you was everything, but if I had to pick just one, social media.
The biggest one for me is the current food industry. For you, I had plastics.
Interesting. Yeah, I wouldn't say plastic is popular. I wrote down short clothes. So a lot of the time when I try to buy clothes, everything's far too short. Like short shorts, short dresses, crop tops. Like I don't want so much of my skin exposed.
If I could open any kind of business, what would it be? So for you, I had a school camp.
Yes, nailed it. For you, I wasn't sure, but I wrote teaching others how to cook. So like a cooking school.
No, I had a ramen pop-up.
What is a controversial opinion that I have? I wrote down, I don't know, working many jobs part-time is better than full-time maybe?
Okay. I went down the avenue of like most controversial thing that I believe in that I can think of. And for me, that is my belief that no one should be against eating meat. To summarize, I don't think anybody should be against people not eating meat. Yes, but I mean, if you stick around and see more of the channel, you'll see that we are meat eaters, but we believe in sustainable, ethic, and morally minded consumption. I thought that your one is that everybody should source their food more locally.
Yeah, interesting. My opinion is actually what you wrote down for yourself.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we should have known that we had the same opinion.
Yeah, we should have. What is a trend that I followed when I was younger? And for you, I put down you were in the emo era.
Yeah.
Yeah, nailed
Excuse
it.
me, not emo, scene. My guess for you, I thought you were part of like the skater crew, so skater shoes and all things associated. Yes.
Yep, nailed it.
What is one thing that I want to accomplish before I die? You've always wanted to live overseas.
Oh yeah, yeah, cool. Yeah, I didn't actually have that. That's a solid one. Absolutely. Yeah, I should really give you a point. Yeah, I should give you a point for that one. That is that's definitely very accurate.
Ooh, I like
what
that.
I actually put down was I want to step foot on every continent.
Yeah.
For you, I had there's one topic that has definitely come up since the beginning of our relationship, and I know that the one thing that you definitely want to accomplish before you die is be a mum.
Oh, cute. That's not what I had, but I like it. This one was one that I kind of left until the end. I feel like if there's something worth accomplishing for me, I'm the type of person to do it straight away. So I wrote down live without work. I want us to have a life where work is a choice and work is a passion as opposed to a necessity.
Cool. What is something that makes me nervous? For your answer, I put down big changes.
Change doesn't scare me. I wrote down the sci-fi song. You know that song? It goes...
Oh, is that
That makes me feel so uncomfortable. I think something that makes you nervous is my silence.
That's true.
But it's not
It's
it.
not actually what I had. I have everything. Everything makes me nervous. I'm a classic sufferer of anxiety. But if I had to put something specific, it would be public performance. That's something that definitely gets me nervous well beforehand. Doesn't mean I'm not going to do it, but...
Name a movie that I could watch over and over again. I wrote down... Technically, I wrote down a director. I wrote down Tarantino, but specifically, I wrote down Pulp Fiction.
I put down Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
Yeah.
Of course.
Well,
I should have known that.
Yeah. I mean, these are the ones that I have watched start to finish and then gone back and started it again. And I had Lord of the Rings for you.
No. I wrote as many chick flicks as I could figure out.
Do I have any phobias? And I put down for you, no, you're a beast.
Wrong.
You fear nothing.
There's something I fear, babe. There's something that makes me uncomfortable enough to...
I know what it is. It's feet.
What? No.
Is it then?
Flies. I
Of course.
hate flies. They make me uncomfortable. They make me fidgety. For you, I have snakes.
Yeah.
You are easy.
That's an easy one.
Yeah. What do I think is my greatest weakness? You are a strong person, but I said your weakness might be cleaning.
Oh, okay. Interesting. So I actually had my weakness as failure to follow through with things.
Oh, interesting.
So I had for you double thinking your decisions.
Yeah, that is a good one. Not what I had. I actually had 3 things.
Yeah.
I found indecisiveness should be my weakness, really, with all my choices, but I haven't got that as one of them.
3. Yeah, obviously you double thought your decision.
Clearly I did. Yeah, well, maybe that deserves half a point then.
Apparently you triple thought it. What is a pet peeve that I have? You have a few. The most recent one to come up, though, is when people type too many messages and don't just text in one block.
Yeah, but that's not my biggest pet peeve.
Yeah.
Mine is, I wrote down the sound of chewing.
Yeah, absolutely.
For you, I had me biting my lip. Like when I chew on my lip.
That's just me more like being like, you should stop doing that. You'll regret it.
Yeah.
No, I actually had, and I'm surprised you didn't get this. You should have gotten this.
Oh, God.
Everybody who knows me well knows that this is my biggest pet peeve. When people ruin stories.
Oh my gosh, I know this. You're right. How can you tell when I am having a bad day? I would know you're having a bad day because you would tell me.
So I usually mention it. I'm a pretty open book like that. So yes, you nailed it. Cool. How can I tell when you're having a bad day? Every single aspect of your entire body language is screaming that you're having a bad day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wrote down. It's all over my face. I'm very quiet.
46. What is the best way to cheer me up?
This is so cute.
For you, I had when someone does anything for you, when someone takes something off your shoulders.
I don't know about taking things off my shoulders, but I definitely wrote down giving me food, giving me a cuddle. So definitely someone doing something for me. I think the best way to cheer you up is to give you some space, but then to also cuddle you and give you food. I think it'd be similar for you.
I'm a bit of an open book and I talk about things. So I actually had...
Talk it out.
When someone talks me through it. That's definitely part of the entire process. But I mean, like, if I'm talking to a bro, you know what I mean? Like, they're not going to cuddle me.
Am I afraid of public speaking? I wrote down, no, sometimes you do it when you aren't even asked.
Well, see, that's the best time because I had the answer as, I'm afraid of the anticipation of waiting to have to do it. Once I get going, I'm fine, which is why I guess I spontaneously public speak. And I think you're the same as me.
No.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not afraid of public speaking. I love it.
Yeah.
I love the rush of adrenaline before speaking.
Am I a sore loser? I had for you that you're actually a good loser. That you just enjoy the entire experience for what it is.
I wrote down yes for myself. I'm a terrible loser. And for you, I wrote down yes as well.
Oh, yeah? So I actually had that I'm a really good loser unless I lose because of something outside of my control, and then I'm literally the worst loser there is. I won't stop complaining about it. Yeah.
Am I a good driver? I wrote down for you, yes. I think you are a good driver.
I did have yes. I think I'm a very good driver. Okay, for you, I had yes, but you're very susceptible to fatigue, more so than most people.
Yeah, I wrote yes, but not at night times.
What is the craziest haircut that I have had? And for you, I had emo hair.
I don't know how old I was, but my sister and I had matching bowl cuts for our beautiful blonde hair.
Oh, really?
I wasn't sure of yours. I wrote something that your mum did. So I can just imagine your mum having a go and maybe chopping off more than she should.
Oh, come on. All right. I was of the Eminem era when I was in primary school. So I had the Eminem
no.
blonde haircut.
Oh no.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Diane is tallying up. I think that went much better than I was anticipating. I did heaps better. Diane said she was going to win at the beginning, and I was inclined to believe her, but I think I did much better than I thought.
Oh, it's so close.
Oh, really? What is it?
All right. Are you ready? With 1 point and a third more, it was you, Sam.
Yes!
You know me better. Where are you going? I really enjoyed the fact that there were some answers that you thought of that I had completely forgotten about. So I feel like you deserve those points.
Thank you. I worked real hard for him.
Oh my gosh, I'm sure you have. All right, so guys, I hope you enjoyed this video from us. Remember to let us know down below what the prize for Sam should now be. And if you liked this kind of video, let us know so that we can make more of these because we had so much fun. Okay?
Thanks so much, guys. We'll see you in the next video.
Bye.